We're good. Okay, good.
Granddaughter.
Good evening and welcome to the September 10th Library Board meeting. Let the minutes reflect that it is 7:02 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As required by the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, adequate notice of this scheduled meeting has been provided to the public by notices given to the Home News Tribune, Star Ledger, and Sentinel, posted on the library bulletin boards and website, and given to the Township Clerk's office. Roll call, please.
Ms. Mead,
Here.
Ms. O'Neill,
Present.
Ms. Kraus,
Excused absence.
Ms. Pam,
Here.
Mr. Patel,
Excused absence.
Ms. Leary,
Here.
Mr. Romano,
Here.
Mr. Di Pasquale,
Here.
and Ms. Massey.
Here. All right, so we have a quorum, we're all set. Hopefully everyone has had an opportunity to review the minutes from August 13th, 2024. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any questions or comments regarding the minutes? All right, hearing none, and they are approved by unanimous consent. And in terms of my report, I'm just really happy to let everybody know, if you haven't heard already, that the asbestos remediation at Maine was done in a very timely fashion as promised, and they are back with the construction project now. I really would like to thank the staff for all of their help in getting this done. They were really very flexible, and they really had a very positive attitude. So thank you to all the staff. The space looks great. I did see it. And I think they'll be off to a quick start now. That August 19th courtesy review with the planning board that we had for the North Branch construction project unfortunately did not take place because the planning board did not have a quorum. It has been rescheduled for this Monday, September 16th, and we have been told that we'll be first on the agenda. So I do hope that trustees, if you're able to attend, that you will attend. I attended the Edison Friends of the Library meeting along with Alan on September 4th, and they voted to donate $500 to 1,000 books before kindergarten program, which is really pretty neat. It seems like a lot of books, but if you start early and if you read a book every day, you'll get there. I'd like to thank the Friends for supporting literacy for our young community members. And some of the Friends events, upcoming events, they will be, along with the library, will be attending the Fall Family Spectacular Street Fair on September 28th, and that's from 1 o'clock to 9 p.m. on Amboy Avenue. And I just want to make sure that you realize that the National Friends of Libraries Week is going to be held October 20th to the 26th, and the Edison Friends Book and Bake Sale will be taking place at the end of that week. So September is Library Card Sign-Up Month, so if you don't have a library card, I certainly encourage you to go out and get one, go to the library and get one, or I believe the schools have made it a little bit easier with their website that students can get library cards as well. And that is my report. So let's move on to financial reports. Hopefully, everyone had an opportunity to review the financial reports. Are there any questions just about the report? All right, hearing none, let's go to the bill list. Do we have a motion to approve the bill list dated September 10th, 2024?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Do we have any questions or comments about the bill list?
Oh, pretty straightforward, so.
All right, hearing none, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Sorry, there was nothing unusual on the bill list. I do
No.
apologize.
Well, no, oh, please. You know I would have found it.
You would have, right?
Ms. Mead,
Yes.
Ms. O'Neill,
Yes.
Ms. Kraus is excused. Ms. Pam
Yes.
Patel is excused. Ms. Leary,
Yes.
Mr. Romano,
Yes.
Mr. Di Pasquale,
Yes.
Ms. Massey.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. All right, and now we're up to the director's report and assistant director's report.
I will keep it brief, since Ms. Massey did mention some of the highlights of this past month already. I also want to start by thanking the staff. They've been very helpful in these moves back and forth and working under more than ideal conditions. And I do want to single out our IT department, Kevin and Pretty, who without, we would not have had our computers at the different branches, as well as our buildings and ground staff, who basically did the schlepping of the stuff back and forth multiple times. So I think we want to, and I did say have a meeting today with Buildings and Grounds and thank them personally for the hard work that they've been doing. Ms. Massey already mentioned the Friends of the Library and the North Edison branch, the main library. Nothing new really at this point with Clara Barton. The bookmobile is on the road. We did attend Saturday the Pride Festival with the bookmobile. We had a great time, and I want to thank Edison for providing us with Edison Pride shirts, which we wore very proudly. Thank you very much. We thank everyone for helping us do that. The main library remediation was done in the time allotted. The logo rebranding project is ongoing. We only had one staff change this past month. Emily LaMonica resigned from our library, children's librarian. And so we will be posting that position shortly. And Ms. Massey already mentioned that September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month. So that basically are the highlights, short and sweet.
I have one
Deborah's up
question.
there.
I have one question, Alan. Is the bookmobile going to be at the Italian Festival this weekend?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Because of staffing. We did it last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and they work on a rotating basis. So what we're trying to do now is to come up with a list of what the potential weekends are, so we know farther in advance, so the staff can schedule. So we know we're doing Fall Festival. We just did the Pride. We're going to go back to doing the farmers market. So we really, with basically 2 full-time people and 2 part-time people that we pull from the branches, we want to work a little closer with rec, so we can get like a list 6 months in advance and stuff. So it's getting better. So we're missing the Italian festival, but we'll be there at the Fall Festival. So this is something now that we'll have on next year's radar. so that we can have all of these things. And Kat's been very helpful, and so is Patrick Boyle in helping us be a liaison to the rec department and the other departments and the administration that have been doing this. So we want to thank them as well.
Alan, I just wanted to point out that on Wednesday, September 25th, the Jazz Festival, the Middlesex Jazz Festival is going to be at Papiani Park, and that's from 5:45 to 8:30 or something like that. I don't know if that's an opportunity that you might be able to want to use the bookmobile for, but that is definitely happening Wednesday, the 25th.
Well, the bookmobile would have a schedule, stop on Wednesday night, but if I can pull the other two staff in the Sprinter van, then they can do the Sprinter van and do the festival.
good.
So I'll talk to them about that. If any, and just, I'll talk to you offline who we have to talk to make sure they know we're coming.
Okay.
So, our goal is to be everywhere we're asked, basically. If you
Okay,
ask
thank
us,
you.
we'll try our best to be there.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you. Deborah, did you want to add anything to your report?
Well, everywhere that Rick is, and maybe some more places. Um, um, no, just that we have some new part-timers coming in.
Deborah, the sound is not working. It's very strange.
Oh, never mind then.
Just hold on a second.
Sound like Bugs Bunny.
I don't think we've ever quite heard anything like this in a,
Chipmunks.
yeah, almost like a chipmunk, right?
Alvin and the Chipmunk.
We'll see. Yeah, your report was
It's
very
okay.
extensive, so thank you.
I don't have anything else to add.
No.
Okay.
Where are we with logo and rebranding project?
I'm sorry.
The number 8 logo and rebranding, did we have any progress on that?
We are working on scheduling the meeting with the consultants, and they probably will be doing it by the end of this month. But they had the first 4 individual discussions with 4 individual people. The next meeting that they have will be a group meeting, and then we're probably getting to the people who are chosen probably within the next week, because they'd like to get that second one done this month.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you, Deborah, for making an attempt to give a report. But that was amazing. In terms of our committees, we have only had a personnel committee meeting. Sue, do you want to mention that, the one that we had on the 28th?
Yeah, we just met to go strategize, amongst ourselves about the contract union negotiations. We went over some changes that were proposed, we went over some things that we accept or don't accept, and the usual kind of things without getting into it too much. So we're moving along. We just need to get a few more dates. We were hoping to have it done by the end of the year, but we'll have to see at this point.
Right, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I would say, Ms. Massey, usually in October, we get the information from the state library on next year's budget. So I would probably say in October and November, we'll be meeting with the finance committee at least once, if not twice, for a proposed budget for 2025 in the next 2 months.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, the only thing that remains on our unfinished business is the shared services agreement. And I don't know whether we should, I don't know, I don't think we have anything to report on that at this time.
Nothing from my end.
No, no. Maybe we should ask one more time, maybe get in touch and see if we can get some real numbers regarding insurance costs.
This has been going on, and why we are not getting any response, or we just needed numbers with the insurance? What are we looking for exactly for the shared services?
Well, I mean, the issue we currently have with insurance is that we get one figure, one lump sum figure that we're given. So if tomorrow half my staff retired or resigned, we're still paying exactly the same. So it isn't per se per cost, and it isn't adjusted up and down based on the number of staff we have at this point. So, I mean, that's a flaw in the formulas, and we're still not 100% sure about, we did get some clarification about the building insurance, but we're not even sure what other kinds of insurances we have per se and how they're covered. So it would be great to get that clarified as part of a shared services agreement, so that we would have some clarity if we decide to go in any other directions.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I promise to behave.
All right.
It sits next to you,
Yes.
Fiona.
I'm the only one. In the shared services agreement, if someone retires, do they have their own policy, or is it go under a blanket policy? So if there's people in the town that work for the township, that when they retire and they have their own retirement package. What I'm asking is do you have that type of policy for each individual associate? Or is it a giant policy that covers all of our associates?
It's a giant policy. The township's self-insured, so it's a giant policy. And when we have a retiree, it just goes into that pool as part of that policy.
Yeah.
What did I just say? Brain dead. It's been a long day. Not shared services, the self-insured. It's a self-insured. So it's not like perhaps what the Board of Ed has. It just goes into the self-insured. That person gets changed from the current and gets moved to the retirees, and they get all the same benefits that they had when they were employees. At this point, that is something that the board has been, Board Personnel Committee has been looking at how we move with that further, because it's not sustainable.
The associates, will they be notified upon any changes to the insurance, such as benefits? Do they have benefits for life? Their benefits after 25 years, their benefits after 30 years? How is that broken up?
As far as I know, our staff needs to be here, needs to have the 25 years. And then the way the current contracts are written, they basically get the same health insurance that the township does. Those are written in our union contracts. So that's something the board is currently looking at. So if someone has husband and wife now, when they retire, they get the husband and wife. If they were single when they worked for the library, they get single when they retire. And they get the exact same policy.
If there's a husband and wife and they have co-insurance, in other words, the wife has insurance and the husband has insurance, is there a benefit to stay with ours or to split it?
We actually don't get involved with that. It's all done by the township's HR department. All we do is say someone's retired and that's it. So we don't manage that. We're using the health insurance from the town as if it is a service. if you understand what I'm saying. So there,
I understand. All I'm saying is that if we're paying for two people, as an example, and one of the persons has insurance through another carrier or through another employer, how do we navigate that?
Actually, Joe, if you don't mind, the way it usually works is it would depend on whether, say the husband worked for, like you said, for the township, and the wife worked somewhere else. It would depend on whether the husband chose to put his wife on the insurance policy. If he had her on the insurance policy as a husband and wife team, that would continue. Whether she has her own insurance or not, you don't know if that was going to continue after she retired too. So that's actually would be their choice if they wanted to pay more as a husband and wife going on the policy and not just a husband.
Okay, no, I'm just,
That's usually how it works.
okay, just checking up. I was good.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right. I don't believe we have any new business. We will,
Just happy fall.
yes, just happy fall.
The summer ended, even though I wouldn't put away my summer decorations, fall came anyway. So I
Well,
guess I
no,
had to.
maybe not yet. Let's move to public comment. Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Nasser, and I'm here as the president of the Friends of the Edison Public Library. First, there's 11 more days of summer left. I'm going to, establish
Officially, right. But my pool closed.
I'm going to hold on to it for dear life. I really enjoyed that. There are a few things that I did want to say thank you to for Ms. Massey to go over as well. So I'm going to reiterate a few of those things, but also call out some new things. First, we now have a full board, so I'm very grateful for the folks that have volunteered. We have Subrata Purkayashta, Phyllis Walsh, Kersha Baller, and Jean Martin, who are going to be the vice chairs. And we are splitting ourselves into having different kinds of committees so that we make this organization a lot more substantial to support the Edison Library. One of the things that Ms. Massey called out is that we are doing our first give back to Edison, and that is going to be the 1,000 books till kindergarten. And I'm looking forward to working with Alan and Deborah, I don't know if she's still there, to put this into effect this year and see how many little kids that we can support with all these books that we're coming through there. So there's quite a few different events that are coming up. With the Fall Spectacular, that's going to be on September 28th. We will be there with Alan. So if you have any questions for the Friends, just come out and say hello. We'll be there. Alan, I think it's the same table, the next table that's next to you. All right, so if you find him, you'll find us. The other portion is that the week of October 20th through October 26th is National Friends Week. And we're trying to do kind of like a first birthday for the Friends. I know it's been a little over a year now, but I think the fact that we are finally kind of substantiated, it makes sense to kind of kick this off as a first birthday. So more news to come, but it'll be that week in October 20th. And as Ms. Massey had also noted, there's a bake sale and a book sale that's happening. So Friday the 25th, Saturday the 26th of October is when that's gonna be, but we're actually doing a special Thursday, October 24th, like a pre-sale for any of the folks that are just Friends. So if you like to get your pick of the books from the book sale, come out and join us on Thursday.
When can you drop the books off?
The 29th of September to October 5th. And it can be dropped off at any of the libraries. We will take any type of book as long as it's in good condition. We will not be taking audiobooks, and we will not be taking DVDs.
Okay, I've got plenty. I just got to get them together and put them in a suitcase. I can't carry them.
I don't know if he's going to accept the suitcase. We might
Oh,
just...
no, I want the suitcase back. I'm just bringing the books.
But like I said, it's a lot of engagement that's coming up, a lot of these events that are happening. We're getting the word out. Our goal was 150 members by the end of the year. We are at 120 right now. So hoping with the spectacular and with the book sale and the bake sale coming up, we'll get to our 150. So I'm really excited. I mean, the fact that we started as, kind of a protest group last year, and now we've formed into this Give Back to Edison group, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do here. So thank you for all of your support, especially Ms. Massey attending all of our meetings and giving all the feedback that you do. We truly appreciate the support that's happening.
Thank you. Thank you for all you're doing, all the time that you're putting into it. And we really appreciate that now you have a full
Group.
leadership group. That's
Yes.
great.
All right, well, thank you for the time. And again, looking forward to hopefully seeing all of you guys at the book sale and the bake sale. We always have really good baked goods, so come out for the goods.
That's true.
Where is the book sale? Where is the bake
Oh, sorry, North Branch. It will be on October 25th and October 26th at the North Branch, starting at 10 a.m. All right, thank you for the time.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right. All right, we don't have any other members of the public, so that portion is closed. I think we have not, I'm looking to see. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We don't need a closed portion. I have to go around the other side. I knew that we had this on the agenda. Yeah, it seems to be easier to add it so that we don't forget. But do you have any announcements that you would like to make as council liaison?
Just that the current issues that came up in yesterday's combined meeting, which was a long one, were, first and foremost, and this is very controversial, the ordinance to move the public speaking time down from 6 minutes to 4 minutes. I am vehemently against this. I think it's a kind of a half-baked idea. It came up 2 years ago. It didn't pass, and yet here it is again. So that is going to be on the agenda for Wednesday, the 25th. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of public comment about that. The other item is the ordinance of the changing the ordinance about Amboy Avenue with the stories. And so the ordinance is for 3.5 stories, and there are various permutations of whether it's for combined space, whether it's retail, whether it's residential, and but 3.5 stories. That 0.5 story could be used, I suppose, as a deck. It could be used, but that would not involve any more tenants there. It could be used as a restaurant. That would involve people. It would involve traffic, and so the infrastructure remains to be the problem. It remains the traffic on Amboy and the parking, which is, as we all know, for Clara Barton, is a real problem. But that's on the agenda also. And that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Is there a height to the half story?
There is, and I think it goes, some I think are 35 feet and some are, I'm not sure if it's width or height now. 35 or 40, and again, it depends on the kind of structure that's going to be there. That's something that I would urge you to look at the minutes to ascertain that information.
Right, thank you.
Sure.
Kat, do you have any? Please.
First, I just want to say thank you to the library for coming out to Pride. Thank you for, coming out to our events. It means a lot to us. We'd like to have this library presence. I'm hoping you guys are coming back to the farmers market soon. Awesome. So, that's just been really great, and I love to see that engagement and connection. We can also get you the list of events for the year, so you can plan in advance. I can send that over to you. We have a number of other events coming up. One will be tomorrow. We have our annual 9/11 ceremony in Papiani Park by the 9/11 Memorial Fountain at 6 p.m. Italian Festival is this Saturday. Fall Family Festival is September 28th. And we have a number of different health events coming up, actually. So we have a I'll just list them off really quickly, but reach out to our health department if you want specifics. We have a blood drive, we have a health fair, we have Walk the Beat is an event for people to kind of meet community members, staff who work in town hall, and just kind of socialize with others. The Black Poster Project, which is to remember those who have lost their lives from mental illness and substance use. We have a flu shot clinic coming up, and there's some events over at the Edison Tower coming up as well for, you know, the Halloween time and all that. So we have a lot coming up, and I hope, again, the library can come out to as much as they possibly can. And, you know, again, thank you for your support.
Yeah, no, thank you. I've attended some of the events, and they've been quite entertaining, especially the one that I went to. What was it? The bands with two little grandchildren. That was very, very interesting. Mr. Romano, do you have anything that you would like to share?
Yes. The Edison Board of Education is proud to start a pre-K system. It will be, it's actually up and running now. We have a couple of hiccups in it, but I'm quite sure it's going to work out just fine. It's being operated by the Board of Ed and the Assistant Superintendent of Special Services, Mr. Tom Toohey. He's in charge. If there's anyone that needs any information, the website is up and Mr. Toohey's email is there. Number two, our projects at Herbert Hoover, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Woodrow Wilson are ongoing. Hoover is actually almost done. We have a ribbon cutting, I believe, in 2 weeks. We have projects that are on the drawing board for John Marshall and for JMI, James Madison Intermediate. The issues, we have some concerns. We have continued doing all of the projects. There's one little project over at John Adams that we're working on right now, something with concrete. That's all I can say right now, but everything else is ongoing. We continued, and we've opened up something called the Edison Success Academy, and that is where any student that would normally be sent out of district for additional training, additional education, we opened up the facility across the street from Menlo Park. We're going to realize $1.8 million in the budget from the money that we're going to save. Instead of sending these students out, we'll be saving that $1.8 million. There's plans on making that facility bigger. In the process, we're hoping that we make it big enough that we can bring other students in from other districts and continue to bring money back into the district. Once again, that's all done by grants. It wasn't taken out of our budget. It's a grant. Our school system is up and running. I wanted to just acknowledge the Edison High School Eagles. They won. I'd like to acknowledge the Edison Hawks. The football team hadn't won a game in 41 seasons. They were in a dry spell. They won the other night. Thank them. They did a great job. And the Edison Jets, that's the Pee Wee leagues. Their fields are being renovated, and they're using the school at Edison High. They had a great time, a great turnout. They'll be there next Sunday, then a Sunday off at a different facility. but in the next 3 weeks, they'll be there. So if you want to see some good kids, some really young kids playing football and anxious to learn, that's what the education system's for. So it's completely volunteer. Please come out and have fun. Thank you.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I do like having this on the agenda. I think this is very helpful.
And Mr. Romano, I do want to congratulate the Board of Ed for the wonderful new website that's up and running, because
Yeah.
I've made use of it already. It's really beautiful. Heather Daniels and the team of communications did a really wonderful job.
They're working hard.
Yeah, no, it does look good. It does look good.
Thank you very much. I'll let them all know.
Yeah, no, it does, it looks very, very good. Do we have any other announcements at all? Yes, the next meeting date is Thursday. Keep that in mind, October 17th, here in council chambers at 7 o'clock. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye, all right, the meeting is adjourned at 7:37. I think this is the quickest ever.
So about the Jazz Fest, I think this is the one that.